Okay, by popular demand, by 2 or 3 of you out there wanted me to do a review of one of these guitars, which is the Chibson Kirk Hammett Greeny guitar, or Peter Green, Gary Moore, your name here, replica. So that's what this is, and that was the neck pickup. I got it, I think, about 2 weeks ago, and all I did to it so far is adjust the truss rod. I loosened it a little bit because the neck had back bow, and then I lowered the action. I have not changed the strings, I have not changed the tuners, I have not changed the pickups. I have not done a fret mill on it. It could use some fret polishing. Frets are rough. What are the good things about the guitar? Okay, one-piece body, mahogany, one-piece mahogany neck, and what they call fret binding in the ad, but it's fret nibs, just like a Gibson. Very nice dark wood on the fingerboard. These tuners look like shallers, like old late 70s shallers they put on Gibsons, and they kind of work that way. They work really well. They're surprising. Not like other Chinese tuners that you just have to take them right off the guitar. Brand new, they don't work at all. They're terrible. These are good. These work. What else? Yeah, I still have the plastic on the pickups. They did reverse the position of the neck pickup. You can see the pole pieces are not by the fingerboard. They're the opposite direction. What else? Well, they didn't do a historic style bridge with just the studs going directly into the wood. There's a metal receiver for the studs, but that's not a problem. It's all nice and tight, and the intonation seems really good. I don't have any problem with buzzing frets. I lowered the action pretty low. I'd say if I wanted to get it ideally set up perfectly, I would have to do a fret mill to it, but just to play it, it's fine the way it is. Okay, so that's the neck pickup. Here's both pickups. The pickup, they did not reverse the magnet, so it doesn't have the out-of-phase Peter Green sound. So that's a negative, but they're good sounding pickups. Here's the bridge pickup, which is closer to the strings, so it's louder. This thing actually is very usable just the way it is. This with lowering the action, well, first adjusting the truss rod, loosening it up a little bit because of the back bow, adjusting the action, and I didn't do anything to the frets, nothing. I didn't oil the fingerboard. I haven't changed the strings. I haven't changed any of the electronics, all the little crappy pieces that they put in there. They're still in there, but they all work, you know. Well, I've been playing it a lot, so it's a little bit out of tune, but trust me, it does tune up just fine. Intonation is surprisingly good for a guitar like this. $299. It is a hair under 8 pounds, which is light for a Les Paul, but it's not so light that it feels cheap. I don't know whether they chambered the body. There's no way to tell that without x-raying it. I don't have an x-ray. Do you? Yeah, if you look at the relicing work, they did everything. I mean, they even put Kirk Hammett's initials in the back like he carved in, and made it look like it had a broken headstock. There's like a streak in the back of the headstock. You can maybe see that looks like a break, but it's not, because the original Peter Green guitar was broken and repaired. The neck profile is kind of a 60s style, but not quite as slim as 60s, but it's nice. It's very playable. It's not a big clubby 50s style neck, so if you don't like that, this is your guitar. If you like big fret wire, this is pretty big fret wire. It's not ridiculously huge, but it's generous. So if you have to do some adjustment to them, do some milling to them, you've got plenty of meat to work with. It's a nice feeling neck, actually. I wish it was maybe a millimeter wider at the nut, but that's not much. I mean, it's only like a millimeter shy of what like a historic Gibson would be. So that's pretty darn close. The neck angle seems pretty good. You can see there's enough adjustment if you wanted to put the strings right down on the frets, lower the action down there. There's enough room to move the bridge down, so it's not, it's not a funky neck angle one way or the other. It's right where it should be. And everything felt tight. Everything felt like, operative. Kind of quality. I mean, what are you going to get for $299? So, it worked out to be about $340. There was some shipping and tax. It was like $20 shipping. I mean, that's very fair. Well, it's fair to me, maybe not them. So, yeah, so what do I say about this thing? I'd say it definitely approaches Epiphone quality. It really does, except that when you get an Epiphone, chances are a setup's going to be better than this. It came from a guitar store. They took it down, they strung it up, they checked it. Whereas this thing, they just threw it in a box and sent it over here, and that's, I don't think their QC is quite like what your guitar shop around the corner would be, because they want the guitars to be set up nicely so people pick them up, play them, and then want them. So, whereas this guitar sold based on what it looked like in a little tiny photo on eBay. The eBay seller is Nicetar, Nicetar, like nice guitar. And they were happy to answer all my questions before I actually bought it. So that's a big plus. Yeah, so I liked dealing with the seller because they were truthful. The other thing is they lowered the price $50 just because I showed some interest. It was $349, then they lowered it to $299. So that was good. I like the lightweight. I like the shape of the neck. I really love the fact that it's got the fret nibs. It's very much looks like a Gibson Les Paul standard fingerboard. Really has that look and that feel, which you don't get on the other Chibsons. At least I haven't. And you don't really get that on an Epiphone either. I have an Epiphone Explorer, and while it's a very good guitar for the money, the fingerboard on this looks better. It really does. The fret wire looks better. The binding definitely looks better. So yeah, tuners that work, pickups that sound okay, that aren't crazy microphonic, nice lightweight, neck that's not all bent and weird. I don't know, $299. Gets my stamp of approval. I don't know. It's up to you whether you want to take the plunge and get one. So, is it going to be as good as Gibson? No. No. I mean, there's so much you would have to do to it to even get it half as good as Gibson. But it's not $3,000 either. It's not even $300. It's $299. I mean, yeah, the relicing work. Yeah, if you look up close, yeah, it's kind of comically bad. But from a distance, it looks pretty good. I mean, you look at it from like about here. This color is like, it's this really nice, rich kind of golden color. And yeah, somebody's looking at you on stage from about 10 feet away, they're gonna be like, wow, look at that relic, So I don't know if that's what you want. Me, I was just curious to see whether these things are total pieces of junk or whether they're okay. And I think it's actually better than okay. I think it's pretty good, but that's just my opinion for what it's worth.